first thing in the prologue that you want to do is go to the well in the map of your house. There you'll get the option to drop a coin, and you can wish for one of the following: success, adventure, and news of your brother, Christopher, who went off to fight the French 10 years ago, and you've not gotten news for him ever. A tip for this is that you choose success, because earlier in the previous cutscene, it was stated that you needed to become an apprentice, and a good one for that matter, to get your own job. So you should wish for success, and this gives you 1 star for the badge Master Apprentice. This badge is more important than the others and can positively affect your gameplay. Then, when you go to the house, you should promise your mother that you'll write to her, and you'll say your prayers and stay safe. This will let you write letters to your mother later on. Negotiations you want to make are when you're shown the contract and you need to sign it, you need to at least make 1 negotiation. And you want to choose the last one, which is and shall provide lodging as benefits. And because that's going to give you a room next to the printer shop. However, you can just stay in the attic, and that will let you negotiate on that, and you'll actually get the option to sleep in the attic later on in the game, which will not help you, but it is better than choosing any other negotiation term. Chapter 1. Mrs. Edis tells you to wake up, and you should wake up the first time she calls you. This will give you 1 star on the Eager Learner badge. You need to sell advertisements to the following people when Mr. Edis asks you to do so: Mr. White, Widow Prescott, Constance Lilly, spoiler, you need to return it later as she is the daughter of an importer, Phyllis, and Paul Revere. All 5 of these people are very easy to sell to, and although you have to return it back to Constance Lilly, it still gives you credit for selling that advertisement. Then when you're retrieving the crate, you want to go to Solomon Fortune, where you're given a box that is quite hard to carry. And to be able to carry it, you can go to Royce Dillingham, and he says that he'll help you as long as you owe him back in the future. You'll never owe him back in the future. For Chapter 2, you first have to do errands for Mrs. Edis. You will buy Fleece and Liberty Tea leaves from Widow Prescott, and you will buy candles from Mr. Langton. None of these items are imported, so you'll get another star in your Master Apprentice badge. However, if you buy the optional indigo, since the only person you buy it from is an importer, if you do buy the indigo, you won't get the star. You then have to spy on the Sons of Liberty's meeting because Royce asked you to, but you don't do it just because you don't want to get in trouble. In Chapter 3, you first want to post a broadside on the Liberty Tree, and when you go to the Liberty Tree, after posting the broadside, you should also cross out the sign saying "Long Live King George," because that will give you some credit of being a patriot, and you want to be a patriot in this game because that will give you more advantages because you have a master who is a patriot too. Then when you're delivering the pamphlet, you are stopped by a British redcoat, and he first asks you to give what you're carrying, and so you should ask to pass. But when he accuses you of plotting mischief, you just say, with respect, you are making a delivery for your master. You should then ask him to allow you to do your job. He lets you to move along because you're showing a little respect, which not many people do to him because a lot of people are patriotic in Boston. So after you do that, you go back home where Mr. Edis finally arrives, and he tells you to distribute pamphlets about Christopher's funeral, and you should hand them out to the following people: Mercy Otis Warren, Samuel Adams, and Widow Prescott. In Chapter 4, the main thing you need to do is catch Thimble for Constance Lily. In the alley near the church, you will see Thimble after some time, and you should get him and quickly return him to Constance Lily. For Chapter 5, you need to give a deposition. When going to the deposition, you want to stay truthful but at the same time patriotic. So you should answer the following. For question number 1, you should swear that you're telling the truth. Question number 2, you are apprenticed to Master Edis, the printer of the Boston Gazette. Question number 3, you have lived in Boston for less than 2 weeks. Question number 4, you met with Constance Lily, and when you heard the church bell ring, she suggested that you go see if you could help. Question number 5, you have spoken to Constance several times and have attempted to find our missing dog. Question number 6, you went to King Street as soon as you heard the church bell. Question number 7, you are not sure of the time as it was dark. Question number 8, there was a large crowd of townspeople and some sailors who were in a fight with the soldiers earlier. Question number 9, you saw some soldiers running from the barracks to confront a large crowd of townspeople. Question number 10, there was a soldier standing guard at the customs house. Question number 11, you know of Rose Dillingham. Question number 12, I'm not sure if I saw Royce that night. Question number 13, it seems like the townspeople throwing something at the soldiers. Question number 14, a number of people were carrying sticks. Question number 15, the soldiers started loading their guns and Royce Dillingham taunted them. Question number 16, I heard a lot of people say fire, and one of them could have been the captain. Question number 17, there must have been more than 100 townspeople in the street, far more than there were soldiers. Question number 18, it seems like this was all a big mistake. And finally, question number 19, people see what they want to see. Finally, for the epilogue, you want to still choose to be an apprentice in Boston to Mr. Edis, because it is the best option as you are still a patriot and you're still an apprentice. And that is the end of the game. For the end of the game summary, if you followed all of the tips and everything that I've said, you should have the achievement of 5 stars in the Master Apprentice, 3 stars in the V is for Virtue, 2 stars in the Eager Learner, and 1 star in the Easter Egg. And your wish coin should be success.